Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 203. Welcome again to the latest Business Finance Bulletin. With me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance experts. In this bulletin, small businesses continue to diversify their sources of finance, open banking revolution getting underway, and the dangers of filing your annual accounts late. UK small businesses continue to diversify their sources of finance. That's according to the latest annual Small Business Finance Markets report. Now, this report is produced by the British Business Bank, which is the umbrella organisation and at home for all of the UK government's finance schemes. Now, this annual report looks at attitudes to borrowing amongst small businesses, and the latest report looking at trends in 2017 has revealed that businesses are spreading their wings as regards where they're getting their finance from. So the report finds that in 2017 there was a 12% increase in the use of asset finance, something that I reported in previous bulletins. Also, peer-to-peer lending and crowdfunding, that saw a 51% increase in use of funds from those sources. And finally, use of equity, selling shares in your business in order to access growth capital, well, that was up a massive 79% in 2017. So we can see businesses certainly are spreading themselves out when it comes to the type of finance that they're accessing. What about the high street banks? Well, the report reveals that in 2017 there was a net increase in lending to small businesses of about £700 million. Now you may think, oh, that sounds pretty good, but compare that in 2016 when the increase was £3 billion, and in 2015 it was £2 billion. So we can see there's a significant reduction in the amount of money that banks are putting out. Or is it simply that businesses are looking elsewhere? What about attitudes to borrowing? Well, perhaps more worryingly, the report revealed that 70% of businesses said that they would rather forego growth than borrow money. Yet they don't want to expose themselves by going in hock to any lender. Now, obviously, that's of concern to the economy. If 70% of small businesses don't wish to borrow and rather rely on internal cash generation to fund growth, it just means that the growth in the economy is not going to be as fast. Well, there are some interesting stats from there. Now, if you are one of those businesses that do want to borrow and you need some help, don't forget, we're more than happy to help chat through the options with you. Just drop us an email, info@businessloanservices.co.uk. In a previous bulletin, I mentioned the launch of open banking, which has the potential to totally revolutionise the way that small businesses and individuals access finance products. The open banking scheme is designed to help third parties have direct access to your bank account so they can verify income, look at the way you operate your bank account, see what direct debits you're doing to see if they can quote better rates. So for many people, this idea is a little bit scary of third parties being able to come into your account and view all of your data, but to be honest with you, we just have to accept the fact that's the way the world is going. Now, one of these first examples of open banking starting to be launched is a tie-up announced between peer-to-peer lender Lending Works and a new credit reference bureau, Credit Kudos. Now, Lending Works lends money to individuals. There's individual loans, not businesses, but the reason why I mention this is it is an example of what's going to be happening as open banking begins to roll out wider. So what Lending Works are saying is that they're partnering up with Credit Kudos. Credit Kudos will do all the work around the due diligence when people apply for loans. So if you want to apply for a loan through Lending Works, you'll get directed to Credit Kudos, you'll fill all the forms online, and through the open banking legislation, Credit Kudos will be able to assess your credit worthiness and verify your income, look at your bank account to make sure that you are credit worthy, and it'll then report back to Lending Works that, yep, everything is okay. Lending Works estimates that they will then be able to increase their automated approval rates up to 90% of the applications, all done automatically, literally within minutes. So as you can see, that's going to be the way things are going. It's just going to help speed up lenders' appraisal of your lending request. So it's not ready for small businesses yet, that's to come later, but it certainly is a sign of things to come. If you want to know more about both of those organisations, just go along to their respective websites, which is lendingworks.co.uk and creditkudos.com. As each quarter end comes and goes, one problem we occasionally come across is the fact that a business has filed its accounts late. Now, what is the implication of filing your accounts late? Well, first of all, if you're a limited company, as you know, you've got 9 months after your year end in which to file your accounts at Companies House. But if you fail to do that, there are two important knock-on effects that you need to be aware of. First of all, credit reference agencies will constantly review your file just to see when you filed your accounts. If you file late, they deem that the information that they currently hold on you is too out of date, and as a result, your company's credit rating goes down to 0. And what's the implication of that? Well, think about it. If you're going to suppliers for new credit limits or increases in your existing limits, first thing they'll do a credit search, and there they will find that you've got a big fat 0 against your file. Means that they either say no, or they'll just give you a much lower limit that you wanted. The second thing is, when you go to a bank or any other lender to raise finance, they will also do a search and see that you filed your accounts late. Again, it's a red flag. The problem being, of course, typically when many businesses want to go to banks or lenders, it's because they've got a deal that they need to do there and then. And suddenly they're faced with a problem where the bank says, we ain't doing anything until we see last year's accounts. So please, there's really no reason why you should be filing right at the very end of that deadline. Make sure you keep regular management figures, keep in touch with your accountant, and as soon as you've got everything ready, book an appointment with the accountant, get the figures in and get them filed as soon as you can. Don't fall foul of filing your accounts late. Well, that's it, and as ever, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like and a share. It all helps. Thanks very much for being with me. Look forward to being with you again next time, and in the meantime, have a successful and profitable week.